8:45, this is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The news edited by J. Yogaraj and read by Niranjan Abesundara. Buddhists in the country took part in religious practices from their homes today, giving priority to Patipata Puja observances. Amadam Sisardhamma sermon program was held this morning at Temple Trees under the patronage of the Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa. It was the 210th program of the series. Mr. Namara Rajapaksa participated in a Buddhist religious observance at Hundapitiya Gangarama Temple this morning, focusing on Yovan Shila Samadhi spiritual education concept. Sri Lanka's COVID figures up by 1,581 new infections. COVID vaccination to continue in 3 more districts tomorrow. Sanjay Rajaratnam sworn in as the new Attorney General. In world news, Belarus journalist Roman Protasevich's colleagues fear for their lives. In sports news, Mehdi Hassan Miraz rises up to number 2 in ODI border rankings. Buddhists in the country took part in religious practices in their homes today. The Mahanayaka of the 3 chapters have pointed out that celebrating Vesak festival, giving priority to religious activities is beneficial to everybody. Buddhists in the country conducted Vesak religious observances in a meaningful manner, giving priority to Amisa Puja and Pratipati Puja. Buddhist temples conducted Dhamma sermons throughout the day today. Our reporters said the rituals connected to Jayasri Mahabodhi, Dalada Maligava and temples at Anuradhapura and Puranarava were conducted without the participation of devotees. The UN has welcomed the people using the internet to send Vesak greetings amid the pandemic. The government says that the Buddhists celebrating Vesak at homes can provide an example to the children. Vesak Full Moon Poya Day was declared the government holiday in 1886. Governor Hamilton Goldsmith declared Vesak Poya Day as a government holiday, considering a special document handed over by Henry Steele Alcott on the 20th of May 1886. Following the proposal submitted to the UN by late Foreign Minister Lakshman Kadrigama in September 1999, Vesak Day was declared an international holiday. Meanwhile, Amadam Sisardhamma sermon program was held this morning at Temple Trees under the patronage of the Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa. It was the 210th program of the series. Meanwhile, Mr. Namara Rajapaksa participated in the Buddhist religious observance at Hundapitiya Gangarama Temple this morning. Religious observance also conducted focusing on Yovan Shila Samadhi concept of the minister. As many as 1,581 persons have tested positive for coronavirus today, the Minister of Health reported. All new cases associated with the New Year COVID-19 cluster. This brings the total number of COVID-19 cases confirmed in the country thus far to 171,481. As per the official data, 27,834 virus-infected persons are currently being treated at designated hospitals and treatment centres across the island. Meanwhile, number of total recoveries has reached 142,378 and the death toll stands at 1,269. Meanwhile, the Health Ministry plans to vaccinate people living in areas selected by epidemiological unit in Galle, Mathura and Kurunag districts against COVID-19 tomorrow, May 27th, says the commander of the Sri Lanka Army, General Savandra Silva. Decision has been taken on the directive of the President, Gotabaya Rajapaksa. Disaster Management Centre says many places of Galle district experience heavy rain with high wind speed creating a cyclonic atmosphere this afternoon. As a result, many trees have fallen and power supply was interrupted in places in the district. Many places including Bope, Podala, Niyagama, Nagoda, Baddegama and Kadabat Satara are affected due to inclement weather conditions. This news broadcast comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. Acting Solicitor General Sanjay Rajaratnam has been sworn in before the President Gotabaya Rajapaksa as the 48th Attorney General of Sri Lanka. The new Attorney General took votes at Presidential Secretariat at Colombo this evening, May 26th, the Presidential Media Division said. Rajaratnam, who served as the Attorney General Department for the past 34 years, has held posts of Senior State Counsel, Deputy Solicitor General, Additional Solicitor General and Senior Additional Solicitor General before being appointed as the Acting Solicitor General in 2019. Educated at St. Peter's College and Royal College in Colombo, Rajaratnam holds a Master of Laws from the Queen Mary University of London. He is also Solicitor of England and Wales. Rajaratnam was sworn in President's Council in 2014 before then-President Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa. With an extensive experience in civil law and criminal law, Rajaratnam has appeared in several notable cases as well. Rajaratnam also served as the consultant of Financial Intelligence Unit of Central Bank of Sri Lanka. He is a member of the Law Commission of Sri Lanka and the Council of Legal Education. The Central Environment Authority, along with the Defence Ministry and other relevant government institutions, have initiated a special operation to minimize the damage due to the fire outbreak of the Express Pearl ship. Earlier, Sri Lanka Air Force said despite dropping dry chemical powder on the fire-stricken Express Pearl off Colombo Harbour, the fire and smoke continues to rage from the vessel. Bell 212 helicopters of the Air Force had discharged 425 kilos of dry chemical powder this morning to douse a violent cargo ship fire. Meanwhile, reports revealed that one of the two injured crew members rescued from the fire-stricken container ship Express Pearl had tested positive for COVID-19. Sri Lanka Navy yesterday managed to rescue all crew members from the burning vessel. Two injured Indian nationals, among them, were admitted to National Hospital in Colombo for treatment. The distressed container ship was reportedly manned by a crew of 25 who are Philippine, Chinese, Indian and Russian nationals. A massive fire erupted in the cargo vessel Express Pearl carrying nitric acid and other chemicals on May 20th. It was in anchorage about 9.5 nautical miles northwest of Colombo Harbour at the time of the incident. The vessel had reached the location on May 19th before its entry into the harbour. The vessel, registered under the flag of Singapore, had departed with 1,186 containers, 25 tons of nitric acid, several other chemicals and cosmetics from the port of Hazira, India on May 15th. India, responding to an emergency request by Sri Lanka Navy, had deployed multiple assets, vessel Vaibhav, Vajra and Samudra Prahari by the Indian Coast Guard and Tugboat Lily by Director General Shipping to douse the fire. In addition, Johnny aircraft were deployed for aerial reconnaissance. That was local news.
A mother knows the pain of each member of the family. Siddhalepa, the trusted relief for aches and pains.
An effective therapy for relief from cold, sneezing, flu, headaches, swelling due to toothaches, rheumatic, discomforts, and muscular aches and pains. Siddhalepa, the Veda Mahatmya in every home.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Veda Mahatmya.
Police media spokesman DIG Aditya Rohan requests the general public to make a complaint to the police with regard to individuals who engage in fraudulent activities under the guise of attending to essential services. He also reported that few individuals try to interrupt the provision of essential services and commodities. Public can dial hotline number 1965-119, 1965-119 in case of a complaint. That was the main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Veda Mahatmya. Brush your teeth twice a day for healthy teeth and gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, your trusted brands in oral care for many years.
Supiriviki Ayurvedic toothpaste for adults. Kakulu Ayurvedic toothpaste for kids. 9 Ayurvedic ingredients of Supiriviki will protect your teeth and strengthen your gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, products from Siddhalepa.
On to Watchlight. A new 24-hour hotline has been introduced for the public to inquire regarding essential services. The public requested to call the hotline number 1965-1965 for any inquiries regarding essential services during the travel-restricted period. That came to Watchlight and on to world news. Belarus journalist Roman Protasevich's colleagues fear for their lives. Italy cable car fall to be arrested over fatal accident. Cyclone Yas. Severe storm makes landfall on India's east coast. A former colleague of opposition journalist Roman Protasevich, who was arrested in Belarus after being taken off a diverted flight on Sunday, says dissidents now fear for their lives. Stefan Putillo told the BBC that he had received death threats in the past, but now he was taking them seriously. Mr. Putillo founded the opposition social media channel Nexta on Telegram, where Mr. Protasevich had acted as editor. 3 people have been arrested in Italy over Sunday's cable car accident that left 14 dead. Investigators say emergency brakes had been disabled and 3 members of the operating company were aware. According to local transport officials, the brake failure meant the car was traveling at over 100 kilometers per hour when the cable broke. More than 1 million people in India have been evacuated as a powerful cyclone has started making landfall on its eastern coast today. Cyclone Yas, which intensified into a very severe cyclonic storm, hit the state of Orissa, also known as Odisha, and will take 2 hours to cross over. It is the second cyclone to hit the country in a week after Cyclone Tauktae killed more than 150 people. It comes as India is already struggling to deal with its COVID-19 outbreak. And back to the headlines of the world news. Belarus journalists Roman Prasevich's colleagues fear for their lives. Italy cable car falls, 3 arrested over fatal accident. Cyclone Yas severe storm makes landfall on India's coast. And on to development news. 42 roads in Karathal district will be carpeted under the 100,000-kilometre road development of the country project. A sum of 510 million rupees has been set aside for this purpose. Development of rural roads will also be included in this project. This will facilitate the rural farmers to transport their agricultural products without any delay. That is development news.
Sports news is brought to you by...
When Aya bought a motorbike, he bought 2 helmets. So sweet of him. I'm sure the other one is for me.
In whatever we do, we Sri Lankans are always thinking of others. When we get Munchie Super Cream Crackers, they're not just for ourselves. Munchie Super Cream Cracker. Super kiyanne nikan neve.
Bangladesh off-spinner Mehdi Hassan Miraz has risen to second place in the ICC's rankings of bowlers in ODIs, becoming only the third bowler for his country to be ranked in the top 2 in the format. Miraz rose to 3 spots, having returned figures of 4 for 30 and 3 for 28 in the first 2 ODIs against Sri Lanka. That was sports news.
My wife always sets a full lunch table, even if it's just the 2 of us. She always expects people to drop by, like maybe the army.
In whatever we do, we Sri Lankans are always thinking of others. When we get Munchie Super Cream Crackers, they're not just for ourselves. Munchie Super Cream Cracker. Super kiyanne nikan neve.
Contributory deposit of 1,000 rupees from NSB when your child enters grade 1. Open a Hapan Children's Service account for your kid today. Higher interest. Conditions apply. Business news. Sponsored by National Savings Bank. The safest place for your money.
John Keel's group witnessed a faster than anticipated recovery momentum with the performance of most businesses reaching pre-COVID-19 levels, with business activity and consumer trends being near normal by the end of the financial year. Excluding the leisure group, revenue increased by 17% to 36.15 billion rupees in the fourth quarter, up by 1% to 102.32 billion rupees in 2020-2021. That is business news.
Business news. Sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money. Contributory deposit of 1,000 rupees from NSB when your child enters grade 1. Open a Hapan Children's Service account for your kid today. Higher interest. Conditions apply.
Economic news, courtesy of...
I bought my daughter a laptop for her work by managing my finances. Whatever the expenses may be, I can't afford to miss out on life's special moments like her birthday or our anniversary. So you need to invest to make your family's future flourish.
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibilities. That's why we promise to give you the best returns and guarantee on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act number 42 of 2011.
In the coming weeks, clearance procedures are going to allow imported goods requiring supply credit to be allowed with credit periods shorter than 180 days. The imported items will strictly require that the supplier provides credit for the item, but the controls will be amended to follow a shorter credit cycle. The Department of Imports and Exports Control Controller General Damayanti Karunaratne has noted that the economic fallout from COVID-19 necessitated the need for import controls, but that these controls would be somewhat relaxed in the period ahead. That is economic news.
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibility. That's why we promise to give you the best returns and guarantee on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act number 42 of 2011.
And on to the weather. Met departments say the impact of cyclonic storm Yas and weather over the island and the sea areas around the island is expected to reduce gradually. Showers will occur at times in the western, Sabaragamuwa, central and northwestern provinces and the Galle and Mathura districts. Wind speed can increase up to 40-50 kilometers per hour at times in the western slopes of Central Hills, northern, north central and northwestern provinces and in the Trincomalee and Hambantota districts. Further details could be obtained by visiting the official website of the department. That was the weather department. vote and back to the headlines of the news. Buddhists in the country took part in religious practices from their homes today, giving priority to Pratipata Puja observances. Amadam Sisira Dhamma Servant program was held this morning at Temple Trees on the patronage of the Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa. It was 210th program of the series. Minister Nama Rajapaksa participated in the Buddhist religious observance at Hunapita Gangaramaya Temple this morning, focusing on the Yovan Shila Samadhi spiritual education concept. Sri Lanka's COVID figures up by 1,581 new infections. COVID vaccination to continue in 3 more districts tomorrow. Sanjay Radharatnam sworn in as the new Attorney General. In world news, Belarus journalist Roman Prosarovich's colleagues fear for their lives. In sports news, Behti Hassan Miraz rises up to number 2 in ODI border rankings. That in the news.